This is Radio Nepal. I'm Kaushal Ghimire with the news, the headlines first. Citizenship Bill fails to get certified once again. Prime Minister Shabada Dewa reiterates government's commitment to controlling dengue fever. Election Commission begins review of closed list of proportional category candidates submitted by political parties. And Russia to hold referendum in occupied Ukrainian territories. Now the news in detail. The bill to amend the Citizenship Act has failed to be authenticated once again. The bill to amend the Nepal Citizenship Act that was endorsed twice by both the Houses of Representatives and the National Assembly has not been certified within the stipulated time. Speaker Agni Prasad Sapkota had certified the amendment bill on September 5 and had sent to the President for authentication. The 15-day timeline given to the President by the Constitution for certification expired at 12 midnight on Tuesday, that is yesterday midnight. The Chief Personal Secretary to the President, Pesh Rajadhikari, said that the bill was not certified as of 12 midnight yesterday. Article 113, Sub-Article 4 of the Constitution has enshrined a provision that the President should compulsorily certify the bill when it was sent to the President twice for authentication. Earlier, both the Houses of the Federal Parliament has sent the bill to the President for certification on August 1st for the first time. The President had sent back the bill to the Parliament with 8-point message noting it required reconsideration from the Parliament as per the Constitution. Then both the Houses of the Federal Parliament had endorsed the bill for the second time without making any changes. According to the Constitution, the President should authenticate the bill within 15 days of resubmission, within 15 days for the submission. There has been wider public concern as to what would happen to the bill when it was not certified for the second time as per the Constitution, and the ongoing session of the House of Representatives was also concluded. The meeting of the Seat Allocation Task Force formed by the ruling coalition has discussed seat distribution for the upcoming elections. Secretary at the Task Force Secretariat, Kesavraj Joshi, said the task force meeting yesterday saw the participation of the top leaders of the ruling parties. He said the meeting held at Balwatar was near consensus to finalize the seat sharing in the upcoming federal and provincial elections. The task force will meet today as well. Prime Minister Shabada Dewa has reiterated the government's commitment to controlling dengue fever. Inaugurating the second Nepal Medical National Health Conference yesterday, Prime Minister Dewa said the government had managed the proper treatment of dengue infection at a time when COVID-19 was still a health problem. The Prime Minister also urged the doctors to provide necessary help like they did during the COVID-19 pandemic, expressing hope that the conference could contribute to formulate health strategies and policies. More than 500 doctors from 5 countries are attending the conference. Prime Minister Shabada Dewa has said that the Mustang Summit will play an important role domestically as well as internationally. Virtually addressing the International Sustainable Mountain Development Year 2022, the Mustang Advocacy Conference organized by the Ministry of Forest and Environment yesterday. Prime Minister Dewa said the Mustang Summit would be fruitful for the COP27 conference being held in Egypt. On the occasion, Prime Minister Dewa expressed his hope that the summit would provide an opportunity to prioritize the challenges and opportunities in biodiversity, culture, economic systems of different regions, flora and fauna. Ecosystem of different regions, flora and fauna. Indonesian Ambassador to Nepal, Heru Hartananto Subolo, paid a courtesy call on Prime Minister Shabada Dewa at Balwatar yesterday. During the meeting, Prime Minister Dewa urged the Indonesian ambassador to facilitate to bring in investment from Indonesia in Nepal's hydropower, tourism and other potential sectors. The Election Commission has started reviewing the closed list of the candidates for proportional categories submitted by the political parties. A total of 48 political parties submitted the closed list during the allocated time on Sunday and Monday. Spokesperson of the department in the Commission, Guru Prasad Wagle, who looks after proportional election system, said the Election Commission would study and inform the parties for the changes to be made on the list by 25th of September. The political parties would get time from 26th of September to 2nd of October to submit the final list. Minister for Finance Janardhan Sharma has emphasized that banks and financial institutions should increase investment in the industrial and manufacturing sector. Speaking at the 49th anniversary of Deposit and Credit Guarantee Fund in Kathmandu yesterday, Minister Sharma viewed that the industrial and productive sectors should not be jeopardized due to lack of investment. The Finance Minister further said economic development of the country would not be possible without development of industrial and manufacturing sector. Nepal Electricity Authority has exported electricity worth 7.2 billion rupees to India during the last 4 months. Managing Director of Nepal Electricity Authority, Kulman Khising, said that the amount had contributed to increase the foreign currency reserve and to lessen the trade deficit with India. He added that the authority had an aim to export electricity worth 16 billion rupees to India. Nepal began to export the surplus electricity to India since the 2nd of June this year. Now Nepal is exporting 364 megawatt of electricity every day to India. The United States has launched the USA Trade and Competitiveness activity, introducing it to Nepal's private sector. According to the U.S. Embassy, $19 million will be invested to increase the competitiveness of Nepali enterprises in targeted sectors with high growth and employment potential. Building on 75 years of friendship between Nepal and the United States, the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, will collaborate with Nepal's Ministry of Industry, Commerce and Supplies to help businesses facilitate new trade and investment opportunities, improve their access to market-based financial and non-financial services, and boost productivity. USAID Nepal Mission Director, CPD Kevin Schott, said the investment in Nepal's private sector would create jobs and increase incomes for women, youth and marginalized groups. She said that this investment was just one example of broader cooperation between Nepal and the U.S. to strengthen the economy and improve the livelihoods of the Nepali people. USAID Trade and Competitiveness will advance Nepal's ambitions to increase and diversify high-value exports such as local produce, tourism experiences and digital services that can be provided anywhere in the world. You're listening to Radio Nepal's 8 a.m. English News Bulletin. On to some international updates now. 4 areas of Ukraine under Russia's control have announced plans for urgent so-called referendum on joining Russia, which would pave the way for Russian annexation. Russia's invasion has stalled in recent months and Ukraine has recaptured swathes of territory in the northeast. Now, Russian-backed officials in the east and south say they want votes on joining Russia starting this week. Russia annexed Crimea in 2014 after a vote drew international condemnation. Russian President Vladimir Putin had been expected to give an address to the nation, but sources close to the Kremlin indicated later that it had been postponed with no reason given. Ukraine's Foreign Minister Dmitry Kuleba said on Tuesday that sham referendums would not change anything. Now, the general weather forecast for the country for today, according to the Meteorological Forecasting Division. The weather is likely to be partly to generally cloudy throughout the country. Light to moderate rain with thunder and lightning is likely to occur at some places of Lumbini Province and Sudar Paschim Province and at a few places of the rest of the country. There are also chances of heavy rainfall at 1 or 2 places of the Lumbini province and Sudur Paschim province. Kathmandu's weather report for the past 24 hours. The maximum temperature was 30 degrees Celsius and minimum was 19.3 degrees Celsius. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin, but before wrapping up, the headlines once again. Citizenship Bill fails to get certified once again. Prime Minister Shahbaz Dewa reiterates government's commitment to controlling dengue fever. Election Commission begins review of closed list of proportional category candidates submitted by political parties. And Russia to hold referendum in occupied Ukrainian territories. Well, that's all the news we have for this bulletin. Our next bulletin in English will be at 2 in the afternoon. You can also listen to us online at our website www.onlineradionepal.gov.np. Keep listening to Radio Nepal and have a good day.